Welcome to another episode of the Post Game. I am your host, Davion, and I am joined by my boy Elijah,
Eli NYC.
my boy Matt,
What up?
and my boy Freddie.
What's good?
And today, we're not gonna jump right into it yet, but how are y'all doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. How about y'all?
I'm chilling.
Not too bad for a Tuesday. Can't complain.
I'm doing pretty good too, man. Today was, one of my favorite days of the year. It's a deadline day in the NFL, but it was pretty boring, y'all. Like, not really much went on. Not really a lot of moving of the big names, but I guess some players just didn't want to go, I guess. But firstly, we'll start off by talking about some of the trending topics of this week and some of the trades that happened before the deadline. Starting with one of the injuries of the week, Jameis Winston went down and is now out for the rest of the season due to an ACL injury. I don't know. I'm kind of hurt by it. Actually, I don't know, man.
I'm
Like,
gonna say, be honest.
as a Saints fan, like our
You should be hurt.
our stable quarterback, I would say in
Trevor looked
quotations.
good though.
Sure, but at the same time, it's like I know for a fact Jameis isn't our final answer, and I hope he isn't our final answer. So I do think we will have to look and see what's next because Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, like Taysom isn't a quarter. Let's be real, he's not a quarterback.
Nope.
Siemian
Agree.
played decent, almost well.
Against the Bucks.
Against the Bucks, but their defense has been pretty questionable
Yeah,
recently
the
too.
defense carried them.
It's that
that game.
secondary.
But yeah, we'll talk more about that game in a minute. But yeah, with Jameis Winston being out, man, it'll be interesting to see what Sean Payton does and how we adjust to that. But yeah, how do y'all feel about that for him going down?
It's tough, dude. To me, it makes the Saints like they were like they were hanging on, staying in contention, and then Jameis being out. To me, they just have no chance on offense now. They already had no receivers. Now they don't have a quarterback. So
And if they do start Taysom
that's how
Hill,
I.
I think it might be worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we should start Simeon. I like
Well,
Simeon. I mean, he throws a nice ball. He doesn't have that zip that like Tom Brady has, but like I think he's more comfortable as a quarterback than I feel like Winston is. Like he's been playing a position for 7 years in the NFL. He hasn't started obviously, but like he can be decent enough, I think, for the Saints. I think he will be all around be better for the Saints than Jameis Winston is. I could just be biased in my hatred towards Jameis Winston, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens this week. We have Atlanta coming up, but yeah.
And
You know how I feel. I already told you. I feel like the Saints just need a solid quarterback to be that team again, to be that scary offensive team again, like how they used to be.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But one of the trades from this season, for this deadline week, Von Miller traded to the Rams for a second and third round pick.
that's not fair. That's not. The Rams already good.
Tell me the impact of this trade, y'all. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on it.
why?
If they don't win this year or next year, it's a bust.
Yeah, I can agree.
They have to win now, or else it's like, what was the point?
What's that? Thank you.
Do they have the potential to win it though?
Yes.
Yes,
I feel like they'll make it to the Super
they have the
Bowl.
best roster in the league. I think.
Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me saying like they can't. It was just a question. Like I
No, yeah,
personally,
but
yeah. Go ahead.
I was saying I think they still have the best roster in the league, and then you just have the best defensive player ever, or not ever, but just in the league, Aaron Donald. You put him next to Von Miller, who's incredible, and then Jalen Ramsey, who's the best corner in the league. I mean, like, are you kidding me?
Exactly. They just
with an incredible offense right now. I mean, Cooper Kupp's having an insane year with
Best
Stafford.
receiver in the yearly.
Best receiver,
Yeah.
by far this year.
Just getting better and better.
Yep. That's exactly what the Rams doing.
I think they're doing it really well too. Sean McVay being,
I don't-
in my
I
opinion,
was just
one
about
of
to say
the
that.
one
I
of
would
the
like to see him win the
smartest.
Super Bowl.
I think he will. I think he'll win plenty. I think they could. I mean, this is really still really early before we can start talking about the Rams and the Super Bowl contention and all the other fun stuff. But at the same time, I do like I like where they're at. I like what direction they're moving in. Are we saying they're the best team in football right now?
They're the most.
Yes.
I'll say they're the most complete team in the league.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Agreed.
It's going to be a very interesting.
This might be like something you would never hear me say, but they better than the Packers.
Oh, that's not a no-brainer. I mean,
you know me how I am with my team, but for me to even say that,
Saints beat the Packers. Just saying, but
we better than the Saints.
That's neither here nor there.
Start.
Anyway, moving on to another big breaking news this past week.
3 postseason.
Derrick Henry out for 6 to 10 weeks after hurting his foot in Sunday's game. They brought in Adrian Peterson to help with that big blow. I want to hear your thoughts on it, man. Like what? Like
I don't think the Titans should hit the panic button at all because if you look at their the back end of their schedule, I'm pretty sure they have Jaguars twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll look for you.
Then they have the Colts again. The Colts aren't that good. Houston twice. Like, to me, that's already a solid 5 games right there they can possibly win. They don't need Derrick Henry. Yeah. So to me, like, to me, it's a great opportunity for Derrick Henry to get some rest so he can be nice and well rested for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. So the Rams and the rest of the season, they have – I'm at the Rams. The Tennessee Titans for the rest of the season, they have the Rams on Sunday, the Saints the week after that, Houston, which is a dub for them, Patriots, which could be a toss-up because they're playing really well right now, Jacksonville, so that's another dub, Pittsburgh, who they could beat, I think.
Toss-up.
No, they could beat Pittsburgh because their Pittsburgh secondary is a joke. 49ers, who they could beat, I think. Dolphins, and then Houston again. So I honestly think because right now, what is their record? They are
6-2, right?
6-2.
6-2. So that's 1, 2. I mean, like 1. So 2 wins from Texans, like you said. A win from Jacksonville. That's 3, and then Pittsburgh. That's 4. 49ers could be possibly 5. So they could. I do think they make the playoffs in that division. Well, they have to be like 11-6 because 17 this week. I mean,
11-6 too. Yeah.
So I don't know. How do we feel about Adrian Peterson? That's my big question.
It's subtle because I think it makes the most sense. Instead of them going out the trade for a running back, you just sign a good veteran RB that been in the league for a while and whatnot.
Oh, wow, that man's 50.
Yeah, but
AJ is old now.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good idea because what's the point of them trading one of their draft picks for a running back when Derrick Henry comes back? That running back's not going to play. So there's no point of them trading for a running back when you can just easily sign one off the free agency to to be okay. Like all they need is Adrian Peterson to be decent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we're still forgetting that Ryan Tannehill does throw a good ball, and he still does have AJ Brown and Julio Jones at receiver. And so I do think they'll be fine. I don't think they should stress or panic at all whatsoever. Because their defense is still playing really well, and the team still has so much more potential.
Exactly.
Everything. Yeah. Next topic: Deshaun Watson. He didn't get traded today. After months and months of speculation that today was going to be the day he's going to get traded, he did not get traded. Why do y'all think that was?
Just all his lawsuits still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, he's in a really bad spot right now.
For sure.
And then, the Texans are just not a good organization. Their owner's just not good either, and they just don't really know what they're doing. So I knew he wasn't going to get traded I was going to be surprised if he got traded this season.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he gets traded next season, like in the offseason, but I don't know. Only time will tell from here, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think right now Deshaun Watson is just in a big struggle bus, and it's like honestly, like no team wants to put their draft picks or put whatever they put forward, like they don't want to risk that, and I don't see why because I see why, but I don't see why they should either. I think a lot of the teams like the Dolphins and the Panthers or Washington, I think they do understand that like there's too much risk for yes, he could be a really good asset, but at the same time it's like I'm not gonna risk that. I'm not gonna jeopardize our team for him, which I get. I really do.
You just never know.
Yeah, you don't.
You never
Because
know.
like it'll just be too much of a hassle to fix that problem once it happens,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so next couple I want to slide through these next ones pretty fast. Deshaun Watson will be cut after not getting traded on the trade deadline. Do you think a team will pick up Deshaun Watson? I'm at Deshaun Jackson.
I think a team that's desperate for receivers, like honestly,
Like the Saints?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints picked him up because he's a nice, good veteran. He still quit. Like you can tell he still has that speed.
Mm-hmm.
So that would definitely be a huge win for the Saints if they picked him up because their offense, they definitely need a receiver that can spark up that offense.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe Atlanta would be an option.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I can see that.
Ridley sitting out for mental health issues. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully he does better. They need somebody, man. They have nothing but Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
He is performing.
The offense was just starting to click too, which is sad. So
yeah,
I'll say Panthers.
no.
Nah.
I don't think they wouldn't do it, but
It'll help y'all out.
Well,
I mean,
it'll
reason
help
I
them
say-
out,
go ahead.
but I don't know.
I mean, the reason I
just don't
say they
see
wouldn't.
one.
Yeah, I don't think they will do that because
they wouldn't do that.
they already don't know how to use their own players now. So what are they going to bring another star receiver in for when they don't even know how to use what they have now? Which is unfortunate for the Panthers as well because that's just I don't understand how you don't really use what you use best of that ability. But anyway, one of the last ones. This happened late last week. Mark Ingram's traded to the Saints from Houston. I think it's a big pickup for us.
Not a bad trade.
I think he understands. Obviously being at the Saints for so long, he understands what the Saints need from him. And him and Alvin Kamara can go right back to what they were. He looked good on Sunday against the Buccaneers, and so
two running backs.
I'm really excited to have him back and see how that whole thing measures out. One of the final trades that happened this season, because I know y'all don't want to talk about Mark Ingram. Melvin Ingram traded to the Chiefs from Pittsburgh for a 6th-round pick. Does he help Kansas City?
Definitely.
They need something, man.
They need
anything.
They need all the help they can get.
They need anything they can get. Boy.
What I watched these past couple of weeks from Kansas City has been just not
just terrible. Not looking too
just
good.
Just like head scratchers. Just like how, like what happened, bro?
Listen. The whole predicament I made last week. I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. They just
I wouldn't say that's
I don't think so either.
No, they're not. I mean, would you even argue they might not make the playoffs?
Ooh, hold on now, Matt.
How they looking right now? I don't know. They might not.
Because I think the Raiders or the Chargers.
They're gonna have a close game with the
better than
Giants.
them.
I don't think so.
Well, Matt, you have a point there, man. I mean, that team, the Raiders and the Chargers in that division.
Exactly.
Because what? It's Raiders, Chargers,
Denver's not good.
And Chiefs, right? I mean, boy, oh boy, it would suck to see $500 million not in the playoffs, right? I don't know. That's the biggest true statement right now though, because you struggle against Giants and hopefully
They
Mogan
just struggled against everybody.
They're struggling against
mean-
everybody. I'm about to say, not even just the Giants.
I really do hope he could figure out. Oh, also, I was reading Twitter because I have it open to see if any late trades come in. You know, what team is that? Raiders could be a good pickup for Deshaun Watson as well after what happened today with Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
Sucks to see that happen to him as well. Prayers for that family and everything in that whole situation. But yeah, anything else y'all have for trending topics and trades from this season? I mean, from this deadline day.
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
If something pops up during the podcast, I guess we'll let y'all know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see that there weren't that many this season, man. It really is. But anyway, jumping into the first game of the week, Packers, Cardinals.
The underdogs. The team that everybody said the Cardinals was going to win and beat undefeated.
Let them
You know what I gotta say about that.
Go ahead. You're gonna go first. We're gonna let you sit on your soapbox and talk for the next 15 minutes. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, all I can say is that the Packers defense showed up. Like I said, if we show up on defense, we'll be a good team. A-Rod made everybody look good, even though we had Lazard and Allen out. I mean, not Adams out. So all I gotta say is we the underdogs. Might make it to the Super Bowl. That's all I gotta say.
That's bold.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Well,
before we
well,
start.
I'll go next to versus Bubble a little bit. Yeah, it was a great win for the Pack. It was a great win for the Packers. I can openly admit that was a really good win. They schemed perfectly for the Cardinals and everything, but I just don't. To me, I don't see enough for them to win the Super Bowl because number one, I don't see them beating Tampa. I don't see them beating the Rams, especially with the additions they keep making and more moves they have been making. And, yeah, those are the two teams, definitely the two teams in the NFC I just don't see them winning against. So, to me, like, they look hot right now. You know, they beat the Cardinals and whatever and whatnot. But I just don't see enough for them to just be that team to come out the NFC.
Okay, so quick. I think they could beat Tampa. I think Aaron Rodgers can beat that defense. I mean, let's look at it.
Well,
let's look at what happened this past Sunday. A mediocre or a bad Saints offense actually just beat this. Beat this Buccaneers defense. But granted, there was a lot of Saints defense on hand for it. But yeah, I mean. I think the Packers are a good team. I think their defense and their defensive scheme was really perfect the way they stopped Kyler Murray. I think they knew exactly what they needed to do coming into the game, and they did it to perfection. Let's be real.
Yep.
I think J.J. Watt was an obvious factor missing from the Cardinals, so that sucks to see that. D-Hop as well. I compare D-Hop in this offense to CMC in the Panthers offense. Because you saw whenever D-Hop was off the field, they didn't know what to do. Kyler couldn't produce, and let's be real, they have other weapons on that offense, the Cardinals do, like Christian Kirk, like AJ Green, James Conner, but they honestly were so limited, they didn't know what to do, that they failed to continue the game. They failed to put their offense forward. And I think D-Hop going down was just another image of when CMC goes down, Panthers offense is non-existent. It's irrelevant. It's not complete at all. But I listen, I wouldn't say this much, but I think NFC Championship game, Packers Rams. I think it has to happen. I think the Packers are the second best team in the NFC, and so it'll be good to see what happens from that. But I do, in my last point, Cardinals needed to be humbled, and this happened this week.
Yes.
And do I think they can come back from being humbled like this? Yes, because of the type of person Kyler Murray is, and because of how good he is, and how good he is at the game of football. I'm excited to see them next week and see what they bring out and what they accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Like, look at because the Cardinals, to me, they needed this. They've lost. Like,
I
it was
agree.
like I hate to say this, I hate to say stuff like this, but it was a good loss for them because they can definitely learn and build off of that because they were one play away from beating one of the like arguably like a top NFC team. They're one mistake away, and that one mistake is going to help them learn. Okay,
for sure.
There's a lot of things that we should not have done in this game, and all the mistakes they can fix that up easily. So they're not completely in trouble because I think they're still a pretty good football team, and it's just because they beat it, and they still are capable of being pushing the Rams and the Buccaneers and the Packers in the playoffs.
I agree. Oh, I for sure don't think you throw them away. I think no. I think for the most part, like that one L is more beneficial than the 7 wins that they got so far. That one L is going to teach them so much, like you just said, Freddie, and it's gonna, they're gonna open their eyes and say, okay, we're not perfect anymore. We when we mess up, we lose. So let's not mess up anymore. And so now I think they're just going to rebound and they might win it out. I don't know who they have for the rest of the season, but I mean, being humbled like that on a Thursday night football isn't a fun thing.
Right.
At home as well.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see. Anybody else got something from that game?
I was gonna say, I mean, Arizona's fine. It was like you guys said, just they got humbled, and it's hard to be undefeated in this league. It's so hard to be undefeated.
It is.
And I wonder how this defense will be without J.J. Watt. I think that's going to be very interesting to see now.
Yeah.
How that defense is, because he obviously was like a huge factor and such a veteran presence. So that's like one concern I am like with them, just how their defense is going to be, but I'm not worried about their offense at all. They're still a great offense. So yeah.
I do think, that's my last point on this is like, I think their offense will be revamped this week. Because I think they saw how much
come out firing, bro.
Yeah, because I think I saw how much after D-Hop went down, how limited they felt. Like, undefeated team with a big ego, like very cocky, very arrogant team, but they're not. They are going to now figure out, okay, how can we use Christian Kirk? How can we use AJ Green? How can we use James Conner? Because this can't happen again. Like this very limited team can't happen. And so I think they will. It will be a better week next week and here forward for the Chargers. Cardinals. But yeah, Packers got it done on Thursday night, man. They just knew what they needed to do, and Aaron Rodgers, he did his job really well.
Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, man, making everybody on the team look good.
Yeah, I guess so. Next game we're gonna talk about Bengals Jets. Mike White.
What an upset, man.
Mike White looked good.
What an upset.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? That's
What is up with the Jets beating? I know they only have 2 wins, but they beat 2 good teams, which just doesn't make sense.
So they had that bye week, and then they came back. They came off the bye week and lost. Got trashed in the social media and stuff.
Against New England.
Got trashed. But it's funny though, because now this Jets team, they're motivated. They're ready to win. Because who they beat last week?
Their first game they won against was Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee week 1. Went to sleep after that. And then I think they've woken up now. I think the Bengals came into this game like, okay, this is an easy win. And they slept on their opposition, and they gave away 31 points on defense, which should never happen.
Defense.
At the same time, though, Mike, it's hard, like facing backup quarterbacks because, you have no material on them. You have no like film on them. So it's like, I don't know how to really play this man. And so they gave away 31 points to the Jets. 34 points to the Jets, which is really bad. Let's be real.
It's not good.
But man, Mike White, 37 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's not terrible.
That's good.
I mean,
82%
I think
completion.
That's very good.
I think the
That's
2 picks
good.
came really early as well. And so once he settled down and figured out what he needed, I think he put on a show then. Do we think this hurts the Bengals at all?
No.
This is another wake-up call.
I think it-
Yeah.
And also, besides their defense, I mean, I was kind of watching that game a little bit. It looked like they could barely score in the red zone, too. They were struggling.
Yeah. Jets
So-
defense showed up.
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, not really. They gave up
None of
30
them showed up.
points.
No,
They both gave away
Jets
30
defense,
points.
no, they still was bad, but it was to the point that they
It was,
made the
they had
Bengals
key
like
plays.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the Bengals punted like more than the Jets did. So
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Listen,
I mean, I don't know. It's just a wake-up call for the Bengals. The
Mhm.
Jets are still bad, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think the
yeah.
Jets are – this doesn't really prove anything, really. It's just a very surprising upset. So
yeah.
hmm
I do think Bengals will come out of that division, though. I think they'll
Yeah.
win that division this season.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be Baltimore.
Really? Oh, that is right. Dang it. Never mind.
But I'll say
They'll be
that they
second.
probably beat
They'll
the
be
Steelers.
second.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they'll probably beat the Steelers and
Yeah.
take second place.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. I like what that team has become recently and what they're growing into. Their defense has been pretty good up until this point. This is pretty rough allowing 34 points on the Jets. But I think this is like you said, Matt, another wake up call for them, and they'll bounce back next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, is that it? Yeah, that's all y'all have for that game right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
Moving on to the next game, Colts, Tennessee Titans. Man, Tennessee started off slow.
Colts, I don't know what happened.
The Colts should have won.
They should have won. They should have.
I mean, but it proves to you that Tennessee didn't give up. Like Tennessee realized, okay, this game's not over. There's still 4 quarters. Like Colts started off really well. They were in form. They had a really good, start of the game, but they took their foot off the gas for one.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, realized that, okay, this game's not going to be over. It's not going to be over yet. Ryan Tannehill had a rough start, but he finished with 3 touchdowns, 265 yards, 2 picks. A.J. Brown, 10 receptions.
A.J. Brown had a great game.
Yeah, 155, 1 tub. This game wasn't over, but it went to overtime. Tennessee ended up winning in it. Unlucky losing Derrick Henry, like we stated earlier, but Ryan Tannehill's gonna have to really step up now and show why he got paid this offseason. And I think they will. I was just reading something. I don't think some people don't think Adrian Peterson will be ready this week, but we'll see. It's gonna be close to see if he's ready to go.
You never know. But either way, they play the Rams. That's gonna be tough. I definitely have the Rams this week. But either way, the Rams. I just think that especially with the other teams that they have to play, Derrick Henry, it's a huge loss, like I said earlier, but it's not going to be that big of a difference. I think it's going to be more beneficial for Henry than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I was going to say one thing with the Colts. The biggest head scratcher ever was that pick 6 Carson Wentz threw.
I just said it, yeah.
So let me explain to y'all about that. Me and one of my buddies was just talking about it. Honestly, throwing that pick 6 was better than him getting sacked, because if he would have got safetied, the Titans would have had the ball back and they would have just wasted the clock and won the game. So him throwing that pick 6, they got the opportunity for them to get the ball back and then score again, so they can tie the ball game up. Even though it was dumb, but it made more sense than him getting safety.
Why not try to throw it to the ground?
But he would have been intentional grounding regardless. It would have been a safety regardless.
Yeah.
So I get it looks dumb. Like you're like, why would he throw that? But then you think about it, that pick six made more sense than him taking the sack.
Yeah, maybe. That
They got the
that's
ball,
interesting.
and then they got the ball and drove down, and then they tied the game. So if he got sacked, the game would have been over right then and there.
Or they could have just did a better play.
Yeah, that was definitely ultimately
Because that would have never
Couldn't have
happened.
done anything else.
Yeah.
They would have did any. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah, but I think we'll really have to see Ryan Tannehill step up. And Frank Dable, that's their head coach.
Frank, for the Colts,
Titans.
it's Frank Wright.
Frank
Titans?
Wright. Yeah.
No, Frank Wright's the Colts. Yeah. Okay.
So who's
Mike
Tennessee?
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel. Yes, they'll have to really have him step up. Colts are trying to make that comeback. I think this was a rough one for them to lose. They should have won this one, like y'all said, but they took their foot off the gas. Also,
I got them making the wild card at least.
Colts.
Yeah.
There's other teams that make the wild
I
card.
still think they might make it to the wild card at least.
I mean, they technically still have a chance to win the division, but it's just gonna be very, very hard now.
Yeah.
That was an awful loss.
Yeah, that was just unlucky. I think they have nothing but themselves to blame for this one. Listen,
Division games is always tough and hard for people. It's always upsets. So
yeah. Well, I mean, what's so good for the most part to see about this is that, Tennessee, they threw their 2 picks in the first half. Second half, they came out and realized, all right, let's work, and so they did. And Ryan Tannehill put on a show in the second half because he threw two touchdowns after that, and so I don't know.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how Tennessee looks. Not next week. I'm not going to count next week because they play the Rams, but the week after. But you never know. NFL upset alert. Tennessee could beat the Rams. You never know what happens.
Never know.
Yeah, right.
You
I
never
won't be-
know.
I won't
Especially
put money on
division
that.
games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, you said
Exactly. But
You never know.
yeah. Next game we have from this past week, Rams and the Texans. This won't be a long one to talk about. Texans came in. I think before halftime it was like 28-0. I'm at 28 to like 10 or something. This game was over. It was 24-0 at halftime. It was
over at halftime.
Yeah,
I mean, this game was pointless.
Yeah,
They got those points because Rams took their foot off the gas. So they
for
just
sure.
yep, I get it.
I mean, 305 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 21 for 23 for Matthew Stafford. Like, he played well.
Damn.
And Cup looking good again.
Hey, that's
Cooper
fine.
again.
I think I might draft him every year for the first pick in the draft for the rest of my life because
Relax.
that's beautiful numbers for fantasy. That's
Relax.
beautiful. I mean, Davis Mills didn't have a terrible game. I mean, it might these stats might have came
Well, a lot
out.
of it was just garbage time.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, never mind. I'll take that back. But I mean,
But he was playing against one of the best defenses. You got
he went 29 for 32. I mean, for 38, 310, 2 toes, 1 pick. That's not. It's not.
I don't think
terrible,
Deshaun
man.
Watson would do that. No, I don't know.
Hilarious. I do like Davis Mills though. Remember a couple weeks ago, Elijah, you said that he couldn't pass over 300 yards, and he did it the next week. Now he did it again. So put some respect on that man's name. I mean, but yeah, like we said, this game was just trash.
With another pick, he gonna have a pick on his name.
This was easy. This is an easy one for the Rams to win. And yeah, y'all got anything about this game? It's not really much for me.
No.
Nah, I already knew the Rams was gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that you can just chop it up in your sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next one we have an interesting one: the Browns and the Steelers.
Baker need to go.
Yeah, Baker.
Man.
But I wouldn't put that
Baker need to
game
go.
on Baker though, because that Jarvis Landry fumbled the football.
He did.
So I wouldn't put that completely on Baker.
How much percentage you give Baker?
I didn't really watch the game, so like I just saw at the end where like literally Jarvis fumbled and it was like it was a good throw, like it was a little slant route or whatever. And then he fumbled. And to me, like from what I saw, I wouldn't completely put it on Baker. But Baker's definitely still,
And
but I'm not gonna say he's really good.
I don't know why they don't never use Odell. Like, what's the purpose of having Odell on their team?
Well, there was a deep route that deep post route that they threw to him that he got a hand on, but he just didn't come up with it. Some people blame Baker for that one. I mean, at the same time, he's out there making all those spectacular catches at like halftime. Pregame, and he couldn't come down with that one. So, I mean, all in all, this was really very a defensive game. I said last week that the Browns run game will be stopped because the Steelers has such a really good run defense. And they stopped it.
Yeah,
I mean, 10 points. That's not bad. That's
the Browns' main game plan.
Yeah, and you saw once.
That's true.
That's the biggest thing there, probably. I don't really think it's. I mean, obviously with Baker, if the run game is stopped, you gotta like throw the ball and actually like do something with it. But I mean, the Steelers took away their number one asset, Nick Chubb. He didn't really do that much, right?
Yeah.
He had like 60
yep,
yards.
61, yeah.
So.
But they also didn't have like that second running back like Kareem Hunt. They still had
Johnson. I mean,
Johnson.
He looked pretty good against Denver.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But this is still his defense, so
obviously he's not Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kudos to Pittsburgh. That was a really, really big win for them.
Oh yeah, listen. That team is good without Ben Roethlisberger. Let's be real. Big Ben was gone, they'd be fine.
Yeah, they'd be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm really disappointed in the Browns offense. Like they should be producing more. I know that's an obvious statement, but they shouldn't be scoring 10 points with that offense. Let's be real.
With that offense, yeah.
I mean, it's just poor from them.
Maybe if they had a better QB, they'd probably be better.
I mean, I'm sure they would, but at the same time, it's like they still need to produce more, whether that's receiving or coaching, whatever. I just don't understand how that offense could be so limited. With all those weapons, they can't do anything. But yeah, Steelers defense came into it. One of the top in the league, and they did their job. They held the Browns offense to 10 points, and they ultimately won that game.
Nope.
Yeah, but that's all I got for that game. Do y'all have anything on it?
No, just
not really have much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next game we have the Eagles in Detroit.
The team that people said Lions was going to win. I knew they was going to be 0-8. I know they was going to be 0-8.
Man,
I didn't. I thought they were going to win because I don't think
against the Eagles.
I don't think the Eagles are good.
Eagles not good, but they better than the Lions.
That might be a true statement.
I just always thought that Detroit was just super unlucky, but now I'm giving up, dude. How do you let up 44 points on a team that's arguably they're not worse, but they're still really bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
really.
Yeah, they're not good.
Well, we know the reason on the Lions. Who's Freddie favorite quarterback on that team?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is terrible.
No, their defense is awful.
I don't put that all on. I mean, look,
Jalen
Hurts only
putting that on Detroit's
14 times.
He didn't need to throw it. They ran the ball the whole game.
I was about to say, all they did was ran. That whole game
with a backup running back.
Yep.
Look how many running plays they had. They had
nothing but running plays.
Yep.
They're ready to go home, man.
All the touchdowns came from running plays. I don't think they scored like a touchdown from a throw from receiving.
They had 236 rushing yards. They averaged almost 6 yards a game. Jesus, dude.
And 4 touchdowns from rushing.
Hey, Freddie, Goff didn't throw a pick though.
Hey, man.
But he didn't throw a touchdown either.
No.
There's a point.
So,
I don't know.
That's bad.
Listen, I do think I'm surprised that they were able. I mean, I've been preaching for the past couple weeks that this team just run the ball. I've been preaching that the Eagles just run the ball, and they have. And look what happened when they run the ball. I mean,
that was against the Lions.
I'm just saying still. I mean, 200 plus yards in running the ball, 44 points in a blowout against the Lions. Yes, it's the Lions, but at the same time, the Eagles aren't almost any better. So I think if they can like merge them running the ball with them passing the ball, I think they'll be fine. I do think Jalen Hurts, man. Here's a big take on Jalen. He doesn't know, or it's probably coaching, but they don't know what they're doing when it comes to the passing offense.
No, he's not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna let him go next year, and they're gonna definitely try to go after Watson.
Jalen Hurts?
Ooh, you talking?
I think Philly's gonna try to go after Watson next year.
You think Jalen Hurts is done?
Yeah. Jalen Hurts gonna leave? I mean, they're gonna drop him?
I don't think he's that good.
He's not that good.
Oh, he's not. But I don't think it's. I think it's really.
I don't think it's him.
Drop him. No, I don't think it's
him.
Yeah.
It's the Eagles.
A lot of his stats are again garbage time.
Yeah.
Or just like super fortunate plays where like the defense makes like a really, really big play, which has been rare this year.
I mean, is this his first season?
His
second,
technically.
But he's basically
his first. He's still a rookie because he started. Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
He only started a few games last year, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to give him time, but I don't think the problem is I don't think Philly is trying to wait. I think they're trying to.
Philly in the building process.
Win now, but I just don't think they're good enough to win now at all.
They're not at all. But I don't know. That's funny that you said that he's done it. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
He's not good.
Jared Goff got sacked like 10 times this game though.
Yeah.
So he's feeling that this week. But yeah, man. Listen, Eagles, are they the worst team in that division? Are the Giants better than them?
Wait. Yes.
If the Giants was close, yeah. Giants was close. Yeah.
The Giants, Daniel Jones looks a lot better, and their defense is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Interesting.
So.
I don't know. Giants look good though, man. Giants look good. Next game, we're gonna move to 49ers and the Bears.
That's really good.
Freddie, that's your man, Justin Fields. What's going on?
Uh-oh.
Man,
he looked good.
He played a good game.
They lost.
Exactly.
They just lost. Like he didn't look horrible. Like he's doing the best he can do with Matt Nagy as his coach.
I mean he threw the ball almost 30 times and he only had 175
175 yards and an interception on top of that.
But the interception, it was like he had to throw it up. Like I was watching that game, he just had to randomly throw it up. But to me, it's just Justin Fields. If you get him a different coach and better plays. He's just scratching the surface of his potential right now. Like he had there's this one, I think it was 4th down where he ran. It was like a run play. He scrambled to the right side, juked out all the defenders, ran all the way onto the other side, the left side of the field, and scored. It was like a 20-yard touchdown or something. To me, scrubs don't do that. He's a good QB. It's just he needs just a better. I just think he needs a better supporting cast with his coaches.
Yeah.
Also, the Bears' defense was not good.
I don't get why they still don't use Allen Robinson though.
I don't know. That's a head scratcher too. I don't know what they're doing.
What's the whole purpose of having him?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, he's your best offensive player, and you don't give him the ball.
Garoppolo had a really good game.
I was just about to go there.
He had a lot of yards.
He had a good game.
He had 2 touchdowns. He had 2
They just
rushing.
mostly did rushing though. It was good run game.
Oh yeah, they're running.
Elijah Mitchell looked good, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so Jimmy G, 17 for 28, 322. That's great numbers in my opinion. Elijah Mitchell, 18 carries, 137 yards, 1 touchdown.
That's good.
Debo Samuel, 6 receptions, 177. 171, no tubs, but that's good though. I mean, this offense has looked better. It looked really good this past week. Granted, it was against the bad Bears defense. I think Khalil Mack just went ghost at this point, hasn't he? Or is he hurt?
He was
I
injured.
think he's hurt.
He was injured.
Okay.
He's injured.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But here, I mean, I'm gonna back up what you said about Justin Fields. Like Justin Fields, he also had 100 yards rushing in this game with 1 touchdown. You know, that's not bad. Like, you know, Justin Fields does look really relatively. You know, he looked good. Question though, Jimmy G or Trey Lance? Who are we taking?
I think Trey Lance would be better for this offense
But
because he's so mobile.
I think he still needs some time.
Yeah, he
needs some
definitely
time.
needs time. But like again, I think if like Garoppolo has like one more really bad game, he might get benched.
I mean, but he had a really good one this past week, man.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
Because Jimmy
man.
G knows that in one bad game,
he's basically done.
He on that bench.
So is Trey Lance hurt or is he just on the bench?
He's just on the bench.
He's on the bench.
He's just on the bench. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they started him because Jimmy was hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
Jimmy's back. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like hurt.
No.
No.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Jimmy was back, so they put him right back on the bench.
Gotcha. I mean that's pretty much what was gonna happen.
I mean, Lance was hurt, but he's better.
Like they just said, if Jimmy, you know, would have played bad and played bad a couple more games, they would have put him on the bench.
You know, I think the 49ers are living up to their expectations coming into the season a little bit. I know their division is really hard. Well, we said not at all.
They're not living up to their expectations at all.
Well, yes. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me restate what I just said because that just didn't come out. I meant to say was their defense, you know, isn't living up to their expectations. I don't. I mean, leaving last season, I think people thought that their defense was going to be relatively decent, but they really need to step up. Their offenses look better. I know they've been hit with injuries a lot. This past week they looked good. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect them to come into the season 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really do. I'm not gonna say I really do. I think that team could be better. I don't know what their problem is though. Like I just don't know what's the problem with the 49ers right now.
They secondaries.
Their defense is still a little sus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have Josh Norman starting the corner.
Yeah, their quarterback situation. Having Kittle out isn't good.
No.
Yep.
Even though he's been pretty mediocre this year when he was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They need to hopefully incorporate him more.
Bosa needs to be better as well.
This is really their defense, to be honest.
IU, I mean, they only use Debo
Yeah.
and Elijah Mitchell, basically. So
I don't know, man. I think they need to be better as well.
Yeah.
You know, moving on. Panthers and the
This
Falcons,
is their
man.
game.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this.
Panthers still looking bad. I'm not gonna lie.
nap that streak finally.
But I still looking.
Yeah,
that was a close game.
Freddie, I don't
I can
have a
hit
lot
on
to
it.
say about this. Go on.
Yeah, what you guys say, Freddie?
I can hit on it. Basically, Carolina, their defense looks elite. I can admit their defense looks really good, but the offense is still scaring me. You're only like against an Atlanta defense. You're only putting up field goals.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Against good teams like in the NFC, you're not doing nothing with field goals. You need touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fault the defense. The defense did its job, and they looked really good. Stephon Gilmore made me really happy. Like, he completely shut down Kyle Pitts.
I know y'all glad y'all got him.
And that to me, that was a great pickup. But the problem is like, are we going to keep them? That's the thing I don't know if they are or not. So hopefully they can work something out next year. And then if we do keep them, to me, I feel like we're in a win now type of team because he doesn't have much more. Like he's like, I think he's 31.
I think he's 30, 31. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like a corner, like 32, 33, you're basically out of your prime. So to me, next year needs to be their year. Next year or the year after. But this year they're not getting nowhere.
Like they could potentially sneak in the wild card, but I don't know. And if
I think they'll sneak in the playoffs, but they're not going to do anything in the playoffs.
exactly, they're gonna be out in the first round.
Exactly.
But if they do go for Watson next year and they get him, then it's definitely win now, 100%.
Yeah.
With Darnold,
Totally.
I don't know.
Still, John Darnold's still scaring me. You're just
he's
getting
out.
Yeah,
He's
man.
out for the next week or two. With that.
Yeah, he got a concussion. That was bad.
Yeah.
It was rough.
But yeah, I mean, what Freddie said, the defense looked really, really good. I think Matt Ryan had like statistically one of his worst games ever.
Yeah.
Obviously he had no one, but still, like
He's still a bum.
He's still a bum.
I can't. I don't like Matt Ryan.
You know what
either.
I say? He's still traumatized.
He's a bum.
He's just traumatized, you know. He get PTSD every time he play a football game.
Because from like going back, I'm going all the way back to that their Super Bowl game. Like, how do you? I'm trying to figure out as a quarterback on your team, how do you manage to lose a 28-3 lead?
How don't y'all just run the ball for the rest of the game?
Like y'all are like, but people are all like, "Oh, it's was it Shanahan was the offense coordinator, right?"
Yes.
And people are all like, "Oh, he didn't call run plays or whatever." A quarterback, they have the power to audible the plays to whatever they think is going to work. So obviously, he didn't think he wasn't smart enough to realize, "Oh, we need to just run the ball since we have this big lead."
Exactly. Waste clock.
To me, he's a bum.
Yeah.
And I'll stand by it.
I agree.
I was going to go back to the Panthers. They had a really good game plan, running the ball. I think they had.
That's how y'all scored. That was your only touchdown.
Oh, I know that, but still, they ran the ball like how many times? Let me check again.
Chuba
Hubbard. Amir Abdullah looked decent.
Yeah, Amir Abdullah looked really good to me.
I mean, they almost had like 40 rush attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is big. So yeah, kudos to them. And Zane Gonzalez going 100% was big too.
Yeah, he was our offensive player, like that of the game.
Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that game. Nothing else really.
It was a very physical game.
So y'all have Phillip Walker for your backup quarterback?
PJ Walker, yeah. So he might start.
Yeah, he will start this week, I'm sure.
Who do the Panthers play this week?
Patriots. So yeah,
it's not good.
I can't wait for predictions.
That'll be very interesting.
Oh, I got me a good prediction on that game anyway.
Me too.
Anyway, we're gonna move on and scratch the rest of this. Dolphins, Bills.
We knew the Bills, but the Bills was toying with the Dolphins.
They were, or it was the Dolphins toying with the Bills.
I was gonna say this, Freddie. I was talking with Freddie. Josh Allen always struggles against Miami and the Jets, and I don't know why. He always looks like he
does.
It's division games, man. Like
he does.
But against New England, he torches them.
He don't like
last year.
He don't like what's the old man's name? Belichick.
Still though.
No, a good point though.
He does do
they're
that.
two of the worst teams in the league, and you're struggling with them.
That's true.
And you're a Super Bowl contender.
Like Miami is terrible.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
It was 3-3 into the third quarter.
They're worse than the Jets, technically.
Pretty much.
Way worse.
Pretty much.
Who would have predicted that?
Mm-hmm. What? So
did they
ever even score? Did they even score a touchdown?
Who? The Dolphins?
Yeah, the quarterback.
They got.
They had a safety point too, right?
It was that or a 2-point conversion. I didn't watch the game.
Exactly.
I had no
idea. They got a TD and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah. But Buffalo. Listen, I think Buffalo does this thing well. They come out at halftime and they make really good adjustments. They were going into halftime it was 3-3, and they realized that they needed to do something better, and they needed to, come out and beat this team, and they did. Game finished 26-11, But like Matt said, like they have to be able to put these games away earlier. You know what I mean? Like they have to be able to know that this team is that bad that we need to blow them out, regardless if it's a division game or not. But yeah, it finished well for them, I guess. And yeah. How do you anything I got on this game? English.
Well, yeah, basically Josh Allen, he always tends to struggle against those teams, and I've tended to notice because I personally have him as my fantasy QB, and he always stresses me out on those games. So I don't get it. He's better than that.
I wonder if they're just like very conservative against those teams.
Maybe.
I don't know. The Bills.
Yeah, who knows? Like maybe. Who honestly knows? But they got the dub, so I wouldn't even worry about them that much because they're gonna put up like 50 against the Jags this week. So
that's funny because
they got
listen. That's so funny because if they don't, and the Giants have a close game with them, it's gonna really look bad on you. What you just said.
Yeah,
but the Jaguars have no chance.
No way. Yeah,
not at all.
They have no.
Hold on, wait. The Bills playing who?
the Jaguars.
I thought you said the Giants. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
My bad.
no.
I'll take that back. Yeah, Jags. Yeah. No.
Jags, they have no chance.
I thought you said the Giants. I was gonna say, wow, that'd be bad now.
Are the Bills still a top team to come out the
yes.
AFC?
100% the best.
Yeah.
I think they're the best team in the AFC.
I give them number one actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do know that. At the end of last season, I said the Bills will win the Super Bowl next season.
You did say that.
Huh?
You did say that. So you think? Well, I have a question.
You said I did not.
Are
say
they
that?
coming out the AFC?
No, you did say that.
Oh, I
they're
did.
They're coming out the AFC.
I did say that. So listen, if I still hold firm, Bills all the way. I've been saying this for 6 months now. Yeah, but I do think their defense and their offense is just knowing what they need to do, man. Like Josh Allen, man. Like he is just above. He's above what you think a third year vet is he? He's 3 years in.
Maybe this is his fourth because I know he just finished his rookie deal. He was in that class with Darnold in them.
Yeah.
Oh,
one thing with Josh Allen.
This is fourth year.
One thing with Josh Allen, this might be a very weird comparison, but again, Freddie and I were saying he low-key reminds me of Cam Newton, but like
better.
Instead of like, yes, exactly, like better passer.
He can throw the ball better,
yeah.
He does throw the ball better, but he also throws scramble around.
He's as athletic and as mobile as Cam.
For sure.
He can get out that pocket now.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Because him and Cam, when they came out, they were both big quarterbacks that tend to be inaccurate. And Josh Allen, he figured it out quick that he sat down after his rookie or second year. He was like, I need to figure this out. He worked on it, and he's basically what Cam could have been, in my opinion.
If he was accurate, yep.
If he sat down and thought about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, you know how Davion feel about Cam. He feel like Cam a bum. So
I wouldn't say he's a bum, but
Cam is a bum.
Well, he has an MVP.
Yes, he's sitting at the house. He is currently sitting home, isn't he?
Well, he's not a bum.
He's not a bum. I was just playing. I was being facetious. He's not a bum. He's decent. But yeah, I said, Dolphins are terrible. Bills are good, great, almost. Just the whole 9 yards on that era.
Right.
But yeah, I think the next game we're gonna move on to.
You gotta talk.
Chargers and the Patriots. I'll start. Let me start.
Yeah, please. What's up with your mans?
Can I talk?
Yeah, go on.
I'll let you talk with your bum Packers. Now let me talk about.
But we better than y'all. But go ahead.
Speak the Packers. Week 1. Remember that.
But can y'all make it to the Super Bowl?
Let me finish.
Y'all not even in talk.
It's irrelevant. This conversation is irrelevant. All right, let me talk. Justin Herbert 18 for 25, 223, 2 tubs, 2 picks. Listen, you know what it is? They caught. Here's the problem right now. They caught an on-fire Patriots team when their defense is starting to click, when their offense is starting to click. That's why they lost this past game. They also caught. Let me find something. They got blown out by a questionable Ravens defense, but a really good Ravens offense. I don't know what's going on right now with Justin Herbert. Do I put blame on him 100%? But Matt, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I really don't.
All right. Okay. Well, I have a little bit to add to it. I just remember, before I say all this about Herbert, I actually like Justin Herbert. I think he's a very good young QB. But this has to be said. Yeah. This has to be said. Like when people were saying, "Oh yeah, he's top 5, better than Lamar Jackson," this, that, and the third. To me, that was super disrespectful.
That was a push.
Like how can he be better than a former league MVP? And to me, like
he almost got MVP last season. Come on now.
You said what?
I mean, he almost got MVP last season. He was a rookie of the year last season.
I mean, I wouldn't say MVP.
He wasn't MVP. He had a great rookie year, but he was not nowhere close to the MVP.
Exactly.
But he's good. Don't get me wrong, but it was just I was tired of this respect between him and Lamar and stuff. And to me, he like Justin Herbert. He showed me these past couple games he's a second-year QB.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say a slump. He's still doing really well, but I just. But for the people who put him in top 5, that's
put him so high above other people. Yeah. Blows my mind. And Davion, you was one of those people.
I would like to take time and
you was one
quiet.
Of those people.
I opt out.
Is he still top 10?
Last year, you definitely said he was top 5.
No, did I?
Yes, you did. We had a full argument about it in the group chat.
Ooh, what was that?
I could put Herbert at like 10 in the top
10. 5. You put him over.
Like
I think you put him over. I forgot who you put him over. You put him over. I think it was Lamar. Yes, you did. You put him over Lamar.
Yep.
You definitely did. You said Lamar was 6.
He was over Dak too. I'm pretty sure he was over Dak.
I would put Herbert at 8, between 8 and 10 right now.
Agreed.
Okay. As y'all say that, remember we were going off how he was performing that week in the NFL.
You're right. So
don't cut me some slack, but he was performing better than Dak at that point. Yes, they just lost 2 back.
Better than Dak.
I mean, but let's be real. At that point, when we were recording that episode, they were 4-1. He looked really good. He was in the MVP conversation. Yes or no?
He was in the conversation.
Okay, then don't sit there and say that he's so bad. I mean, he's had 2 rough weeks. That's all it's been. They're still 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Let's be real now. Come on now.
Looking like Lawrence out there.
I didn't say he was bad. Like this whole time, I've not once said Herbert was garbage. But my problem I had was people were putting him over QBs that were ahead
much better than him.
Exactly. Thank you.
And that's the problem I had, where it's like, yeah, he's good, but like he couldn't be better than Lamar yet, or a Dak, or a Rodgers, or I still even have Kyler Murray over him, even though he's played pretty bad. But
Kyler Murray over Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Because Kyler's only had like 1 bad game or 2 bad games.
I mean, I think Kyler, he's had 1 bad game.
I think that was one.
But they're also 7-1. Like they're also 7-1. Look at their record. So like, listen, At the end of the day, I do think that one of the interceptions that Justin threw, it was off the hands of one of their receivers. Like it's one of those he can't really do anything about. So I think at the end of the day, you still need to be mindful that some of these interceptions aren't completely on the quarterback's fault.
Question.
Right.
Go ahead.
Don't Kyler Murray have one of the best passing percentage too?
Maybe not now because he hasn't been good.
That game, I'm about to say now he gets the pack. Well, yeah, he did before that.
Well, because the last 2 games, I don't think he's been that good. I don't remember. Like who'd they play before Green Bay?
They played the Texans.
Yeah, and he didn't really do that much in that game,
Yeah, true.
which is weird.
That is true.
I think he's also a little hurt.
I just think that you can't really drag him too much. I know he's had 2 rough games, but hopefully he'll bounce back. And again, he is only in his 2nd year, so he'll only get better. Like we just said, like he's gonna have to do what Josh Allen did. And do we think he can be what Josh Allen is now? Yes, I 100% do. But it's just gonna take time and patience, and the will to want to be better. But yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the Patriots now. We're gonna have to, because I think we can't let this go missing. That this team is actually clicking on all cylinders at this point.
The team that you said was bad.
This team is currently
Freddie and Matt
clicking.
don't know what we're talking about.
It's fine. It's irrelevant. But this team is now playing really well. Let's be real.
Thank you.
Their defense started to look a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones, of course, he's played well too.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, he's played really well.
But
And
I
Davion
understand
Harris.
they've been playing tough teams. So and the tough teams they've been playing, it's been close. It's not like it's been blowouts.
Like against the Bucs.
They should have won that game against the Bucs. Let's be real.
Exactly.
I mean,
They beat the Bucs.
They
They
should have
should
beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys
beat the
as well.
Cowboys. Exactly. So it was close games.
Yeah. But go ahead, Matt.
Yeah.
You said
I think the only game
I was
he
gonna
did
say-
bad on was against the Saints.
No, but
Yeah.
Saints blew
I
them
was gonna
out.
say mainly like Belichick is just like obviously the massive reason why they're so good,
Yeah.
because he's so good at scheming all these different teams,
Mhm.
Right.
and he just knows exactly what to do.
Because he's played them 100 times.
Oh, I know.
When is he gonna? That man is just so good at what he does.
Yeah, I'm about to say, when he's gonna retire, give it up.
He's not. I think he got at least 10 more years in him, unless they have a cold spurt when they just turn bad.
How old is he?
He's in his 60s, I think.
right? 62.
Almost 70.
I don't know about that old. Belly check.
He's 60. Yeah, he about to be 70, 69.
God dang, Bill.
I mean,
He's
coach,
still-
you can be old and still be a coach.
Yeah,
Want to be standing on that sideline in the cold? I don't.
I give him at
the house.
most like 5 years, but that's it. I don't think he's
Probably
touching
when he
more.
turns 73, he'll probably give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what age you say, Elijah?
69. I give him 4 more years.
Nah. He got
Yeah.
until-
Well, I also think it depends on if they're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At 2.
I think if they lose the next if they don't get good over the next let's say 3 to 5 seasons, I think he's done.
Oh yeah.
Because why would you want to deal with the Mac Jones problem that you created?
And then I mess up his
Legacy. I mean, no, I don't think it will. I mean, he has what, 6 Super Bowls?
yeah,
He'll
he
be
got
fine.
6.
He'll be fine. His legacy won't be touched. But moving on from that game, Jacksonville, Seattle. Here we go. My favorite time.
They gonna trouble? I'm ready
Here
for
we
the trouble hate.
Jacksonville suck. Let's be real. Are they the worst team in football?
Yes.
I think the Lions are better than this pile of garbage. Honestly wish we could see that bonfire set up and go in flames, but we won't. I think Jacksonville don't know what they're doing at all. I mean, they ran the ball almost like 20, 25 times, and they only got a combined 80 yards. Like that's unacceptable for one. Their passing game was pretty trash as well. Trevor had 32 for 54, 238 yards, 1 tub, 1 pick, but at the same time, it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all have to get points on the board. Geno Smith, though, 20 for 24, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked good. Granted, it was against the bummy Jacksonville Jaguars, but he still looked good.
Yep.
Rocket, 12 receptions, 142 yards. That's really good. EK, 6 receptions, 43 yards, 2 tubs. I mean, Seattle just came in, did their job, and left.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville showed up for a check. That's it.
I have a question before we move on to the next game. Why did all y'all chose Jaguars though? I'm so lost.
I don't know.
I
Because
don't know what was y'all thinking.
Seattle looked horrible too.
The Jaguars were hot. I will say that they were
Man,
like
they got one win.
they
I don't
were-
know if it's hot.
they looked really good.
That
No,
man
but
said it was
Hey,
hot.
hey,
Oh,
they
for
were
the Dolphins.
tempered.
They
were
played the
tempered.
Dolphins. Come on now.
Let's say they were
for
tempered.
their but still for their standard, they looked a lot better than they did the first few weeks of the season. So I was feeling, you know what? I felt like the Jaguars were going to beat them, and the Seahawks looked terrible. Their defense.
And I was so
let's
sick to
not
my
forget,
stomach when I heard that. When I
when
heard whew, when I heard Jaguars, I was like,
well,
it took me a minute to process. I was like, what?
Bro, listen.
and I
I know
still
the
and I
Seahawks
hate
not doing
Seattle.
good either. Seahawks not doing good either, but like, come on now. Seahawks
I hate
have better
Seattle.
offense than Jaguars now.
Yeah, I guess.
Man.
Listen, I don't know. I think the big question mark with the Seattle Seahawks is their defense.
Yeah.
That's just been their problem in this recent times. But they beat Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. He's not terrible.
He's still a rookie.
I'm not gonna be. I'm actually. I'm.
That
I'm
wasn't a bad game for him though.
Let me clean it up. I'm gonna be serious right now. Trevor Lawrence doesn't play terrible. The team is bad. At this point, he's not bad. The team's bad. Urban Meyer, is he gone after this season?
Who, Trevor?
Urban
Meyer. It's hard to get rid of a coach after their first year, so I say no.
Matt got a hot take.
I don't know. I hate that man so much.
Oh man.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's 50-50.
I don't know. It's
I hope. I really do hope Matt.
It's his first year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna move on from that one. Washington football team and the Denver Broncos. Just another boring game. I generally just I think this has been the biggest downfall of a defense I've ever seen. With the Washington football team. Because last season, like they were one of the
coming in the season, they were looking good.
Yeah, because last season they were good. But this has to be.
They almost stopped the Bucs too with that defense.
Yeah, I mean this has to be one of the biggest downfalls I have ever seen. And it's a little unfortunate, man. It just is because that offense can't be good either. That offense is just bad. They don't know what they're. I think this whole team is just bad, man.
Well, they're just they just go back to the drawing boards.
Yeah, I think it's time to start rebuilding. If they haven't started. Denver Broncos, man, I think they're just winning. They're just going out there and doing their jobs, man. And they're doing well.
Yep.
I mean, they're winning games.
They got it done.
Yeah.
So they lost Von Miller. What do you think they are still going to be that team on defense or no?
I think them losing.
He hasn't been phenomenal.
I don't think it's going to be that.
He hasn't been like perfect like he was when they won the Super Bowl, but he has, he's 100% added some veteran.
I feel like Panthers should have won that, but Cam sold. But yeah, that's another topic.
So, yeah, I just think that.
Cam tackle sold.
Listen, I just think that I think they can live without Von Miller. Yes, he was a big, initiative. What, 5 years ago was it? But now I think they're struggling. It's over for them. Yeah,
right.
But Denver is in a weird phase right now because they're in a phase of like, are we rebuilding? Are we there yet? Like, is Teddy our quarterback? Is Drew Lock our quarterback? Like, they just don't have no identity.
It's strange.
They're in the middle of like a rock and a hard place. So they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not really much to go about with this game, man. It was just a really boring one. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, moving on to the next game. Game of the week. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Oh, how about them Saints, y'all? Man, listen, let me digress first because y'all don't sound like y'all want to jump to the conclusion. But I can talk for days about this game. I
didn't care about this game at all.
Listen,
I really didn't.
Okay, so on the final couple plays of the game, I saw something that Tom Brady doesn't really do much, and that's make the same mistake twice. Let me know if y'all were watching the game, but what Tom Brady did, it was he, I think there was like a comeback route, to Mike Evans on the left side, and it was to Chris Godwin on the right side, and he threw it the first time, and the interception was dropped. And honestly, like as I'm watching, I'm like, he don't throw that same ball, and if he throws it again, it's a pick. And the same play, he threw the comeback, and he picked him off. And I was like, like as a veteran, as one of the greatest, if not the greatest football player of all time to ever step on the field, you would think he would like have that mentor to not go back there, right?
Yeah, that was a poor decision on him.
But ultimately, I think the Saints defense. Hear me out. Top 3 in the NFL right now.
It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
It
improved a lot, but
shutting off.
We'll find out postseason.
Shutting off this high-powered Tampa Bay team, like.
Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
The thing about y'all, the Saints, y'all have the defense, and like, don't get me wrong, y'all do this every year. Y'all like have games where y'all just do phenomenal on defense, but
yeah, like
it never shows in postseason. It never shows postseason though. And I'm not wrong.
Get scared.
But why are you bringing that up though?
I'm bringing it up to say like, okay, y'all might have the defense regular season, but it's like it's not there all the time.
You can't really say that. We had a terrible one, against the Giants, but we blew out, the Packers week 1, and then we beat Tampa Bay this week. And that's two big. That's two big high-powered offenses that we've shut down. Listen, I do think the Saints now have to look to see how can our offense get back to what they were when Drew Brees was here. How can we produce like, good, high-powered, high-energy, and effective offense when we have such a bad, not bad, but we have such a, lackluster quarterback, or just questionable quarterback. We don't know what our quarterback situation is. Like, we don't know what we're doing. And so I think, when we figure out like how that offense can be, really sound and understand, I think that's when we'll click. But, I'm done talking about my Saints. Y'all can have at it and comment about.
I have no comment on the Saints and the Bucs game. That was just a good division game. Well, I'm not going to even say a good division game. It was just one of those division. It was just one of those division games that it was the upset for the Bucs.
It's a really good division game, I thought. Matt, you've been really quiet over there about my Saints, man. You all right?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, what? What? Matt?
Yeah, their defense just won them that game. And Brady, it's just like weird though, because like Brady just always struggles against the Saints in the regular season.
And that's a fact.
I don't get it either.
That's a fact. I don't get it either.
We had a strip sack, and then we also had 2 picks on Tom Brady. So
this is like him being 0-3 regular season against the Saints. So,
but he whipped up behind the playoffs, so didn't he?
Yeah, we know.
Oh, there it goes again. Anyway,
I wouldn't say he whooped y'all behind. I wouldn't say that.
We lost.
The defense just killed Drew Brees. Brees was just throwing picks left and right.
All right, that's all. That's enough. We can talk about that. I don't really want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, Brees just messed him up.
Moving on.
He had to retire on that. He had to retire on that.
What happened with Aaron Rodgers in the Bucs in the championship game?
All
right, then be quiet. Be quiet then. You still lost.
It wasn't called no pass interference.
You were still at home with us. That's the end of the subject. You were still at home with us.
Though, right?
Dallas.
We made it far, right?
Listen, the next game.
We made it far, right?
Dallas versus the Vikings, because he's gonna moan about going far in the playoffs after losing. But Dallas versus the Vikings, we actually watched this game.
Better game than Rodgers too.
This was a very interesting game, wasn't it, Freddie?
Cooper Rush got it done.
Hey, let that man start.
Man, I wouldn't say all that, but he
I was
got it
about to
done.
say, yeah.
He played well. 24 for 20. 24 for 40, 325, 2 tubs, 1 pick. He played well.
He made up for the pick.
he did what he needed to do. But
Mhm.
also, this Vikings team, man, these dudes are bad. They couldn't beat a backup quarterback.
Nope.
That's bad.
Mhm.
Like, not even the offense. Their defense couldn't even step up. I mean, their defense got 1 interception, but that wasn't much of anything for them.
Yeah, like
Dallas got a high
they
power offense. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was.
I'm just now looking at the stats. CD and Cooper both had 100+ yards.
Yeah.
And Amari was nursing a hamstring
It
injury
said
as
Wilson
well.
was close to 100 yards. That's not. Yeah, they got offense.
I mean, he had a hamstring problem as well going into that game that he still played with on Amari. But yeah, the Amari Cooper showed up big, with a nice post corner out for the win on the outside for the game-winning touchdown, and so they won that game. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, man, he threw the ball 35 times, only 184 yards with 1 touchdown. Like, that's not good. Like, is Kirk Cousins a good quarterback? Is he the problem? That's a big question mark. Is he the problem right now?
Like I said earlier, with the Vikings, they're like one of the best mediocre teams in the league. It's like Matt. I think Matt said this on a couple episodes ago. He said basically the Vikings, they have to have everything going their way in order to win games, and if one thing isn't going their way, they don't win the game. And I believe that's what happened.
What was it this week? Because they had there was a backup quarter.
I was about to say defense. Yeah.
There was a backup quarterback in. Like Amari was like he had 100 yards, but he wasn't really like the outstanding Amari. Like, they had enough factors to where they should have been better, but they just weren't.
Yeah, and they couldn't give their receivers the ball. Justin Jefferson had 2 catches for 12 yards.
And that's ridiculous.
That cannot happen. He's one of your best playmakers. And Thielen, yeah, he had 6. He might have had 6 for 78 and a touchdown. But if Justin Jefferson isn't getting any, if only has 12 yards, that means Thielen should be having an amazing game. But he just had a good game.
And Delvin couldn't do that good either.
No, exactly. Only 78 yards.
I don't know what it is. It's so weird. If you ask me to talk about the Vikings and what's wrong with them and stuff, it's so weird.
It's hard. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's the big problem. I wouldn't say it's Kurt. I wouldn't completely put it on the defense because they have some good defenders on their team. And it's just and then people say the offensive line isn't even that bad. So it's just to me, I want to say, I hate to say it because I really like this guy, but I have to say it's the coaching, man. Now they have
Mike Zimmer
team on paper. Yeah, it has to be the coaching.
I agree.
It has to be. You have most offenses don't have 2 number 1 receivers, a top running back, a good QB with an all right offensive line. Most offenses don't have that. So so for them to have all those pieces and they can't do nothing with it, it's embarrassing. And I believe it's the coaching.
I'm excited. Usually at the end of the season, week 17, it's always happens every single year. Is that a string of coaches get fired?
Yep.
Is Mike Zimmer going to be one of them this season?
I think he is. If they keep losing, he's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone. It's so weird because it's just this year. I don't know. Besides thinking about him, also I think the Dolphins are gonna fire Flores.
Ooh, that's a hot take that might happen.
I think that'll happen because the first year they looked awful and then they started doing better towards the end. Second year they were pushing the playoffs and now they just look terrible. They've taken like the last year when you saw they're taking some major steps forward.
Yeah, because they finished 10-6.
Yeah,
They look horrible now. The deep, like, what was their main bread and butter was their defense last year. Now their defense is terrible, like horrible. And then the offense, it's like crazy. They made so many moves to get all these receivers, yet they don't really have receivers, and I don't know how that happened.
I agree.
Like, offensive line sucks. Their running game is even worse. Like.
And like
And Tua to me is the only bright spot on that offense. In my I think these past games for Tua, besides the Bills, which was to me, the Bills is a good defense. So,
Yeah.
But Tua has looked really. To me, he hasn't completely lost in the games.
So
yeah. Also with the Watson rumors, there's like no trust in Flores.
yep.
None at all.
So Flores, I could easily see gone, which is unfortunate, man. Seeing that man, lose his job.
Yeah.
But honestly, with those Watson like rumors, you can't really blame all of that on Flores, though, because a lot of that.
But you're just throwing your QB under the bus, though.
Yeah, but
Like they're just saying, yeah, he's not good enough, and it's like been a year.
But
so,
a
like,
lot of that
obviously,
has also come with like ownership being like, yeah, I mean, this is a once in a generation quarterback that we really want, and that's what I mean, and if they come out and say that publicly, it's like there's but so much Flores can do. Like, let's be real, this is a business. The NFL is. If they don't want you, if they don't need you, they'll get you gone. And so if they don't like what Tua is, or if they don't like, I can sit here and tell you all day that, it's so easy. I can sit here and tell you all day that it's so hard to, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I can sit here and tell you all day that, that I want you here and I want you every week. But at the same time, I'm planning something behind your back to find me a new quarterback or to find me a new receiver that's going to be good, better, who don't have an attitude, who don't have anything like negative to say. And and not saying that Tua is negative, but if he's not performing, his negativity at this point is his performance. If he's not performing well, then get him gone. And that's pretty much what ownership is looking at. And like Brian Flores, it's but so much that he can say about it, because at the end of the day, they sign the checks and they get what they want.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I
I
agree.
agree.
But yeah, I mean, like we'll see. Like we'll see what happens. I just don't know what's gonna happen. I just don't.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, I'm very excited for the end of the season, just to see that, just to see who gets gone and who stays. But yeah, final game of the season. Of the week of the season. Giants, Chiefs. Who we got?
All I gotta say is, I've been saying my vote, man. Chiefs not making it to the Super Bowl. For that to be a close game with the Giants, not to say Giants is a bad team, but like, come on now, what's going on with the offense? Is it the offense? Is it the defense? Like, what is it? I don't know.
It's both. I'm gonna just say they're not gonna make the playoffs.
I agree with you.
Mahomes is, oh man. Like the pick he threw last night wasn't even his fault, but there are some throws that like he's making, and I'm like, dude, like you gotta call, like, where he just like throws it up.
It's very questionable.
Like that's what you think. Like you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Most of the plays. There was like a play, it was like a third down, and he threw it up to a dude who's like triple covered. And I'm like, I get it. Like you could potentially have like a play, but it's like, dude, just take the sack or like just throw it away, like and just punt the ball.
But he's been playing like that this whole season. His whole season has been like he's been scared. I don't know what it's been like.
He's been playing because he needs to. He's trying to overcompensate for how bad their defense is. He's trying to do too much instead of doing just the perfect amount that got him that $500 million. And he's struggling because, what is that line that you don't cross of like throwing the ball in risky positions? Let's be real. He makes some questionable throws, but they are all, for the most part, they're good throws for him. But at the same time, he's putting those risky throws, and he's throwing interceptions more. He's like, throwing more incomplete balls. But like, he's gonna have to see that he doesn't have to overcompensate, and he doesn't have to, do the extra stuff in order to make that play. And that's what he's struggling
Also,
with right now.
Teams are just scheming really, really well.
I was just about to say that. I feel like like a lot of the teams this year been improving on defense. Like Patrick Mahomes, maybe 2 years, like 2 years ago and last year, like he used to get away with those type of passes and throws and all that extra fancy stuff that he do. But now it's like people reading it and like pretty much locking it down now and stopping him. So.
Yeah.
And I mean, he said last year in an interview, has he been playing QB for 6 years or something like that? Was that I don't remember. But like he hasn't technically played QB that long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because in high school,
he was like a safety.
And then
college is when he really started becoming a QB. So it's just like weird because he still doesn't really know like the ins and outs. Obviously, like I'm not saying he's like Brady knowledge, but like he doesn't know all that stuff.
It's like we sit here and we look and like his quarterback IQ seems like it's appreciating. Yeah, it's off is probably a better way to say it. Because there's like things that he's doing that are just like, like not unacceptable, but uncalled for, like things that don't need to happen. And so honestly, like we'll see what happens with the Chiefs. Like y'all both predictions are like Chiefs don't make the playoffs. But let's be real, Giants have looked better for their past 2 weeks.
Defense.
They have been a better team. They beat the Saints, they beat Carolina last week. And now, only losing to the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs by only 4 points. Like, that's something that you still have to look at and say, this could get better. Like, they could be a better team,
Another thing I want to say, this year is not going to be the year for Patrick Mahomes because it's already like half of the NFL season, and he's already on his 10th interception. And like the past 2 to 3 years, he was very low on like giving up interceptions, and like he was high in touchdowns. Like he only still got 19 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he'll throw like 6 more.
And it's like that's bad. You wouldn't expect that from Patrick Mahomes, especially for the offense that the Chiefs got. Like they got great players. So
I don't know. I'm just really disappointed about that offensive line and that defense, man. Like, they worked so hard to get it better after losing the Super Bowl that badly. But for them to, to look this bad, 8 weeks in or whatever, almost 9 weeks in, it's like you have to get better, man. You have to.
I want to make a joke out of that.
What?
He's starting to get that Matt Ryan PTSD loss.
Oh my gosh, you sick man.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, that's all I got, on this game. Dale Jones just looked better. He's playing better.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on, and this past week, the bye weeks for this past week, for some reason I had it at the beginning, but
Raiders and Ravens.
Raiders and the Ravens. Yeah, what a good team to be bad. But anyways, next week, man, we're gonna predict, these games for next week. This next week, the bye weeks are gonna be the Lions, which they really need, Seattle, which they also need, Tampa Bay, which you could argue they need that, and then Washington, who they care less about. I don't know, but anyway, the game number 1.
Well, before we start, I want to give out the standings so far. So we got Matt dropping from first place. He was in first place for a long time. He dropped to third place, actually. So it's first place, Davion, 48-24. Second place, me, 46-26. Then it's Matt, 44-28. And then Freddie, Freddie still has 37-32.
Wait, you're second? Wait, you jumped, Matt? Really?
Yeah.
I had a terrible week.
He lost 9 games.
Oh, that is right.
Yeah, I had a terrible week.
Yeah.
Yeah, my picks are just not good.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know
Davion's first place
on,
right now.
Okay.
So we can start off now.
Let's start, man. This next week we have some big games, man. Firstly, we're going to start off with the Jets and the Colts tomorrow or Thursday night.
Colts.
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 Should I
Colts.
have some fun and say Jets?
Actually,
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
a
You don't got nothing to
Jets.
lose. Go ahead.
Nah, how many
I'm
games am I
picking the
ahead?
Jets.
How many games am I ahead?
You only had 2 games from me and 4 games from Matt.
Okay, I'm gonna go and say,
Go ahead.
who the Jets just beat?
They beat
Bengals?
the Bengals.
Colts at
I got the
home.
Jets.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
I'm gonna stick with the Colts still.
Elijah gonna say
I got
Jets,
the
watch.
Colts.
Ooh.
I got the Colts. I'm
Next
sticking with
game, Saints, Falcons.
Saints.
Oh
Saints.
man, you have something to say?
Oh, did
Saints.
Freddie say
Wait.
Jets?
Yeah,
Did Freddie say Jets? Sorry.
yeah. Freddie
Okay.
said Jets.
I said the Jets.
Okay.
But wait, hold on. You said the Saints and the Falcons. Wait, let me
Saints,
think.
Falcons. Are you, bro?
So-
Come on now.
Saints.
Don't be
Saints.
a-
I can't do it. If they
I
had
thought he was
Ridley,
going to say the Falcons. I was
maybe.
about to say.
If they had Ridley, Ridley.
I got some
maybe,
dew
but
on
no.
that game for next week.
You got what?
I got some money up on that game next week.
Or one of your friends, right?
From Atlanta.
Mhm.
Next
The
game,
Broncos and
Cowboys
Cowboys.
and the Cowboys.
I got Cowboys.
Cowboys, Broncos.
Yeah.
What you said Cowboys and the Cowboys.
Whoa. Wouldn't that come back?
I don't
Yeah,
think it
he's back.
matters.
Yeah, he's back.
Cowboys.
Oh, he's back, so
Them
Cowboys.
boys.
So Cowboys, yeah.
Next game, Carolina, Patriots.
Patriots.
I'll go New England.
I'll go
That
Patriots.
sounded
I mean,
so
Panthers.
like
I'm gonna go
sad
the
and
Panthers.
depressing.
You gonna say what? What, Freddie?
I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
So you want to sit with your Panthers, huh? You want
With
to
the
change, Matt?
Panthers. I think the Panthers defense is hard on that.
Nah, I don't think so.
With PJ Walker starting, I'm very concerned.
That
Exactly.
is very concerning.
He might be better though. You never know.
Yeah, because can he be worse? Do we have a better chance with Darnold? Let's be real.
Probably not.
Probably not now.
Yep. So I got the Panthers.
So everybody got Patriots.
I got Patriots, and then Freddie has Carolina. Okay.
Yeah. Next game we got Ravens, Vikings.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
Bengals, Browns.
Browns.
Bengals.
You said Bengals, Browns?
Yeah.
Bengals. Browns dropped to 4-5.
How about this? Can we submit
I'm
that
sticking with the
these?
Bengals.
Can we submit that these are our final picks for this week?
No.
That we can't change them?
No.
This is crap.
You're such a crybaby.
Anyway.
That's
gang.
Bills, Jacksonville.
Bills.
Jacksonville.
Bills, 500.
Bills. Who said 100? That's a bold.
Wait.
Bills. I got
It's never going to happen.
Y'all didn't hear Freddie say Jacksonville?
Yeah,
I
I
got
heard
Bills.
Jacks,
I'm
but
capping.
I didn't pay no mind.
I got the Bills.
Yeah, Bills. Texans, Dolphins.
Ooh.
I'm gonna let y'all talk first.
That's actually hard.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy to me.
No.
You said what?
Dolphins.
That's a toss-up for me.
Yeah,
Either team can win.
I'm going to go Miami.
Elijah?
So what's the who people went for?
It doesn't matter. Who are you gonna go for?
So so it's in like 3 Dolphins, right?
No. No one knows.
So I'm going to go with the Texans.
I'm going Texans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Davis Mills can throw that thing.
I'm about to say I think Davis Mills might do something. So yeah, I got Texans. I'm locking that in.
Raiders or Matt, you want to change or no?
No, I'm sticking with Miami.
Oh, Raiders, Giants.
Giants.
Giants are playing well.
Right. Raiders, Giants, Raiders.
Right.
Well, Raiders.
I got Raiders as well.
Hold on, wait.
Here we go.
Because I might have to change.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say.
They
If
played the
Saquon-
Eagles last.
If
And they played
Saquon's back, though, is the question.
I made him pause.
Oh, heads up, Davion. We
Won't
ended
play
up
this
drawing, and Cristiano Ronaldo had 2 goals.
I
So
saw.
I'm gonna go Las Vegas.
I'll go Raiders. I'll go
I'm going
Raiders.
Raiders as well.
I'll go Raiders.
Next game, Chargers, Eagles.
Chargers.
Chargers. Freddie?
Oh wait, you said I'm sorry. What
For
was it again?
insurance policy, we need you to say an answer.
Chargers, Eagles. Ready?
Chargers and who?
Eagles.
Oh, Davion,
Chargers,
did you just read that?
Chargers.
Read what?
Go look at your phone.
Oh, sheesh.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, shh.
Y'all can keep talking. We can keep talking about football.
Wow, really? Did you have to?
We can keep talking about football.
Anyway, Packers. You said Chargers.
Packers.
Wait. Freddie, you said Chargers, right?
Yeah, I said Chargers.
Okay. Packers, Chiefs.
Who?
I
Packers.
got Packers.
Packers.
I have the Packers. I have the Packers as well. Next game, we have Cardinals, 49ers. The division game.
Cardinals.
Yeah,
Niners.
Whoa. Really?
Niners. I think the Cardinals dropped the 2 because I think Kyler Murray's hurt.
Oh, that's right. He might not play.
I think our team's going to have to step up and show that Kyler's not the entire team.
I got Niners. I think the
I'm
Niners
gonna stick with the Cardinals.
I think Niners going to start getting hot.
I think Jimmy. Okay, so here I'm gonna say this. I think Jimmy G's gonna have a really good game, but because I think I'm gonna go Cardinals anyway. But I do think Jimmy G's gonna have a good game.
I'm still sticking with my Cardinals.
Yeah. Next game we got Tennessee Rams. Sunday Night Football.
Rams. Freddie.
Rams.
Elijah.
You hear me?
You said Rams.
Yeah,
right?
Rams.
Bears, Steelers, Monday night. That's gonna be a terrible game. Oh my God.
I want to keep going with the Bears, but I'm going with the Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
All right, man. That's been us for this week. Looking forward to next week. Thank y'all for listening. If you got to this far, thank y'all for thank y'all for jumping on as well. Matt, Freddie, Elijah, appreciate it.
Of course.
Another week. I don't know, man. It's we're halfway through the season now.
Yep.
This week is halfway. It's flown by, honestly. Man,
this year just flown by fast.
It's flying by, but yeah, interesting to see how next week looks. I do think there's going to be a couple games that's going to be some interesting ones to watch. Very excited, but that's the pleasure of it. I really appreciate y'all for listening and rocking with us for the now 9 weeks that we've been doing this podcast. So yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, I have been your host, Davion.
I've been Eli.
Yo, it's Freddie.
And I'm Matt.
This has been the post game.